Welcome back to Wall again, where passion meets music, and today I am going to be showing you how I look after and clean my vinyl records. So I'm over here beside the turntable. We'll just turn the camera down here so that you can see what we're actually doing, and we'll get straight into this. So I have this vinyl cleaning kit which I picked up a couple of weeks ago when I started buying vinyl. So within the kit itself we have this. It's by Vinyl Tonic, as you can see there. So within the kit, we have an anti-static brush. We get the Vinyl Tonic cleaning solution. Okay, we have a little brush for the needle. We get 2 microfiber cloths, but they're not your standard microfiber cloths. These ones are actually designed to clean vinyl records. And then we have little rubber disc. So when I get a used record, or even a new record, what I'll usually do is, first I'll put the record down on the turntable. Then I'll put on the rubber disc, like this. Okay, that protects the, as you can see here, there's paper on the center of the record, of the vinyl record. And we really don't want to get that wet. We don't want to get any of the cleaning solution on that. So that's the reason why we put down the rubber disc on top, and it just fits over the pin like so. Okay, next we take one of the cloths, and usually I use the same cloth for all my cleaning and the same one for all my drying. So we take a cloth, microfiber cloth, I fold it over just like this, about the width of the vinyl, and I spray some of the cleaning solution on. Okay, give it a little shake, spray it on there. Nice generous amount. After that then, I turn it around and I put it onto the vinyl turntable, okay? The vinyl on the turntable. And I move it in the direction that the vinyl goes, okay? So what I'm looking to do here is I'm looking to get all of the grooves. For the whole width of the vinyl record, I'm looking to get everything nice and wet there. And I'm looking to get a decent push on the grooves so that I'm cleaning out any dirt that's ground in there, okay? And I keep spinning it around. I'll spin it around maybe 3 or 4 times and make sure that I get that solution well in there, okay? When I'm finishing doing that, I put down the wet microfiber cloth and I take on the dry one, okay? And now I just have the same process. I fold it over the size of a record and I dry off the solution. And it's very important that you don't have your record wet before the needle is put back on again, okay? So we'll give that a couple of revolutions on until I can see that all of the moisture has been removed, okay? Sometimes you have to press down a little harder just to make sure everything is nice and dry. Okay, it's looking pretty good there at the moment. Okay, next step is remove the rubber disc, okay? So we'll take that off. Okay, on my particular vinyl player, this is Audio Technica. It's an ATLP 60 XBT. You have a little button here where you can raise up the arm. So I press it raised up to raise it up in the statutory position, okay? In the stationary position, should I say. And I take my my little cleaning brush, okay? And all I'm looking to do here is remove any dust from the needle, okay? So basically I push it in under the needle and bring it down, and that will generally remove any dust that's sitting on the needle or any fluff that's sitting on the needle. Okay, so then at that point then, I leave the arm up and I press start. And what that does is, that spins the vinyl record, okay, as you can see it moving there. The arm will engage, but it won't drop, okay? So that means the record is spinning there, but it's not playing because the needle is engaged. I take my my anti-static brush and I sit it on the player on top of the vinyl record, but I don't go too hard. I don't want to ruin the motor or the belts or the drives here. So all I'm doing essentially is just sitting that on top, and that should pick up any little bits of fibers or any little bits of static that's sitting on top of the record. Okay, I'll do that about 5 or 6 revolutions, then I take it off. Okay, and then when I'm ready to go, I don't want to be demonetized on this video, but I'll just give you a quick example. So I just hooked that up there to the stereo. So when I'm ready to go, I'll drop the needle. Okay, and there we go. So that's how I clean my vinyl records. I'll give you a few other tips now as well. Okay, so I don't want to use too much of the music there because I don't want this video being demonetized. But I'll just put the needle back in position there. And that's essentially how I clean my records, and seems to work very well. One little tip, if you do buy old records, what you might find is that over time, there's kind of like a crust. I'll come down here so you can see me. There's kind of like a crust that builds on the record. And the way to get rid of that is actually just to play the record, and the needle will actually take all that gunk off, and it comes out like kind of a yellow fluff. And then if you just play a record a number of times, it'll get rid of all that completely. And I found that with some of these older records from the 1970s and 1980s, they had a lot of gunk on them. Some of these records mightn't have been played in 20 years. But once I gave them a good clean down, and then I put the needle on top, it basically sucks all that up. So I found that to be very, very useful. Okay, so that's how I clean my records. Just in relation to how I store my records, okay, to keep them, you know, in good condition. So this one here, this is a gatefold sleeve, but I have it, as you can see, inside a plastic sleeve, okay? And that protects it from any damage. And you can see here over the years, this one has gotten plenty of damage. Although this album was released in, what, 1977? So it's almost 50 years old, and it's still holding up pretty well, to be honest. But I don't want any more degradation of this cover, so that's why I'm keeping it in the plastic sleeve. Now, within the plastic sleeve, or within the cardboard sleeve, you will generally get an anti-static cover. Now, I don't think this is an anti-static cover. This is just a paper cover. But you'll get an inner sleeve, and sometimes that will be anti-static. And they are the best. They're the best method to keep your vinyl inside your cardboard, because they will actually ensure that your vinyl stays in an anti-static environment and it won't pick up any dust. So they're the two things I've learned so far on my vinyl journey: how to maintain records, how to clean them, and also then how to store them. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you could also subscribe, leave a comment below if you agree with anything I'm saying, or if you disagree, if you have better ways of cleaning and maintaining vinyl. I'd love to hear it, so leave it in the comments below, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.